All right, Coach, from the home of the Bills since 1973, there's a look at New Era Field just outside of Buffalo, New York. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Trying the right side with Howard. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Gun. Hey, zoom.
Check 52's the mic.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 36-yard line.
Down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
X3. 218. Chopper.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Whip.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Set. 10-2 soft.
Run. He's done.
Hit it.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Man, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up the throw. Got his man, that's Harry. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Christian travel. 50 plant. Come on, boy. Snap.
They'll drop to throw. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
23 yards. And a Dolphin first down.
Ready. 90 Wolf.
Watch it.
Hey, Sam off.
He's creeping. Shift.
Get it.
He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
His kick is good.
An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Let's go, baby.
On the return. The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready. Football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen, and that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. They'll run with McCaffrey. Takes this to the 45. Broken tackle. Bought him a little extra space. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Bills' 45-yard line.
Let's go.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Look, squeeze. Check it out.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. He will have a 1st down here at about the 40. 2 yards and able to get the 1st down in the process.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 4 down.
Ready.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A Miami 1st down on the 14-yard pickup.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Here we go. 30 base.
Put him on the buses. Let's put that team on.
Time. 5.
7.
5.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, his 2nd touchdown on the season. The Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Hey,
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10.
You can't block me.
Now Allen. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Nassib in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
19!
52's the mic.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
From midfield, here's Allen. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the ground, McCaffrey. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey.
Check.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Look at me. Zipper. Hey, Delta.
Mike 7.
Now.
Back to throw. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. White now to return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Let's get that ball right here.
To throw, it's Allen. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Throwing now is Allen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Tight dog. Check three, check
61, matchbox, light, get it.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Devontae Parker was the intended receiver. And it's second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down? The offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. McCaffrey. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Now back to throw. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Sanders' kick is good, and the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay,
you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They run with Howard. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Mike 55.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. He finds Yeldon. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. No dice for Sean McDermott and the offense. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold.
On the ready.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
The throw here caught by Devontae Parker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Second and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Go.
Motion, motion, bump, 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 bump. Mike 7. Mike 7. I got you, boy. I got you, boy. 36.
Second and 10. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Tre'Davious White, the LSU man, there to knock it away that time. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here. Third and 10. They're going to look to throw. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis? And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Jason Sanders for the extra point.
So that's now 3 first-half interceptions, and that last one even costlier as it's returned for 6 points. So as a quarterback, how do you regain your focus?
Well, QB 101 says you never show them that you're sweating. Still act like you're the guy, that you've thrown 6 touchdown passes, not 3 interceptions. But he's human. He's got to face up to his teammates. He's got to own up to that. See if he can brace up and also not look over his shoulder and see his backup starting. To warm up. It's going to be a tough one for him.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
The quarterback taken down and sacked. Tackle made back at the 17-yard line.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here we go. At their own 29-yard line.
Ready?
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, who can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Gonna look deep. He's got it at the 15. Only took him 3 plays, and they're already in the red zone, just like that. And that's now 2 big catches on this drive for him.
You know, the NFL keeps talking about the possibility of using video for coaching on the sidelines. That's not approved yet, but you can still use pictures. They've got to send his picture down to their defense and say, you see him? Cover it.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Parker again, and now it's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. He'll look to throw. And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The kick by Sanders is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Walker going to throw again. Dumps that off to his running back, Jordan Howard. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, Hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
Set. 30 base.
14. First down, Miami.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now a toss. This is McCaffrey. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And he finds Parker here, complete. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
To throw is Walker on 1st down. Going up top. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Walker. Flushed out right. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now left side on the swing pass. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Dolphins on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 at this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Javon Hargrave in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. On the return, it's White. Now a hit and a loose football.
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams the third phase, but you see here it can be the first phase sometimes.
That is so true, right? It can ignite it one way or the other, and boy, that didn't help them at all.
So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the grab by Croft. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Check right. Watch it, 5.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Walker, wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. Mike 55. Mike 55. I got it. Let's go.
Now Walker throwing on 1st down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now T.J. Yeldon. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Now!
Big edge. Jam him. Jam.
Yes!
Watch QB drop. Share.
Now!
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Let's go.
25 yards, the pickup there, and also a 1st down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Come on, set.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On play action, they'll throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That's sacked by Tremaine Edmonds.
And that takes a start to have a good drive, quite like the big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Watch tight end. Everyone, you got 4 down.
Go!
7 to Mike.
They'll set up to throw. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 21.
Let's go, baby.
A gain of 13 yards.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10.
Mike 7.
Shoot!
Back to throw now on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it.
Mike 7. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the.
Hey, Alpha.
Watch the slant.
Ready?
They'll look to throw here. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Javon Hargrave. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Jason Sanders for the Dolphins.
Sanders' kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Baby, let's go.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Big series right here. We got to
Looking to throw. Walker, he'll buy some time right. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. There's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open, otherwise just don't do it.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the 1st down carry. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And a timeout comes in. The whistle's blown with 3 seconds remaining.
30 base.
First down, Miami.
Hit it.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Dolphins, it's a rare bright spot in what's been a tough season as they move to 2-7 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.